Hello the internet, Matthew here, coming to you from the beautiful and historic Fire Island. Got the iconic Fire Island lighthouse right there behind me. I want to thank you for tuning in and of course carry right along from the last vlog. Today we're going to talk about the process of emerging from the ice. Throughout my teens and 20s, I was, by all practical accounts, a socialist. At that time in my life, none of the atrocities or failures of the violent socialist and communist governments could sway me from the belief that it works on paper, or it just hasn't been done right, or it'll work next time. No. Facts held no sway when I had a bone to pick with capitalism, because I saw it as a tool of the devil for suppressing humanity and ruining the planet, or something. I now know that what I once attacked as the source of all society's ills was actually me projecting my own inadequacy onto a target that was chosen purely out of ignorance. Let's be real. It's easy to blame all of society's problems on an economic system that offers little comfort to people when they fall. Like many, I used to see myself as a serf, locked in a modern, feudalistic societal structure, enslaved to some sort of invisible overlord, instead of seeing myself as I really was, a magical, powerful being that had yet to discover his power. I erroneously thought that life was supposed to be fair. I didn't understand that life is just life. At that point, I had yet to learn what I expounded on in my previous vlog series. The universe is indifferent to us tiny creatures. Yet we are each a subsection of the divine, learning about itself, engaged in this endless cycle of ebb and flow that becomes this beautiful dance of existence. Yeah, my younger self didn't know, nor did he care to learn about that beautiful dance. He just wanted the gratification and safety and comfort of a wonderful life, without having to put in the work or absorb the risk that previous generations did to earn it. He saw life through the same negativistic lens that those around him saw it through. He had no understanding nor appreciation for what life is really all about. He projected his own beliefs onto existence, and now the very concept just seems laughable. I now look back and laugh at the emotional and unreasonable young man that I was. The guy that was locked into one mode of thinking, completely incapable of any objectivity. And that is exactly why the guru that I met laughed at me as well when I told him that I thought having too much money would make me a bad person somehow. I didn't understand the nature of wealth generation, that it is a largely perceptual process. The reason wealthy people tend to attract more wealth is the same reason that poor people tend to remain poor. When you accept that life doesn't actually have to go your way, it becomes so much easier to bounce back from occurrences that you perceive to be negative. Therefore, you're able to move forward toward the world that you really want to inhabit. However, when you see yourself as the victim of an unfair world that you believe needs to be fair, well, you get to be that victim for as long as you choose to be. Now, this was not a concept that I could have stomached before my time spent in the belly of the whale, after having been forced to look objectively at the results of the angry, cynical, jealous view of the world that I held. I just couldn't argue with the outcome. Consequently, I absorbed a very potent lesson. Blaming others for what we lack gains us only misery. If we want to live in a better world, we have to work to create it. Now, once this insight was fixed into my mind, I could eventually start to feel the desperate, bitter, whiny brat that I used to be fade away. After that, the archetypes that were the truest projection of my soul started to come up to the surface. I felt like Captain America emerging from the ice as the paralysis of my own inadequacy began to melt away. And I readied myself for the greatest battles that would lay ahead. All I've ever wanted was to see people pick themselves up and work to reshape the world into a vision that allows them the freedom to live prosperously, if even simply. The old belief that I held, that money was bad, was a concept that was clearly at odds with me helping to alter reality into something much better for all humanity. Once I realized this, I knew I had to make a choice. To remain fixed in the old perceptions I held, which were clearly programmed into my head by other people, or to shed those internalized restraints and work at helping others overcome their own limitations. For who I truly am at my core, the choice was no choice at all. Fortunately, there is a simple, scientific method for achieving this, which I will expound upon in the future vlogs. Your assignment for this week is to dig deep and reflect upon a belief that you used to hold dear that did the most to obstruct your own personal growth. Now, I understand if you're not comfortable sharing that with the class, but I shared mine, and I hope you'll be willing to share yours, because your perspective and your experience might possibly really help somebody else. I'll be back next week with another vlog and another assignment. Please subscribe and follow on Instagram if you haven't already done so. And of course, all the links to all the relevant material will be down in the description below. And of course, if you've gotten something out of this vlog, please be sure to share this video with others. For now, this is Matthew of Monster Health and Fitness signing off. I'm reminding you that there is no portal to utopia. We're gonna have to take the long way around.